So at CES this year, I'm really been interested in areas where creative and media come together. Too often they're in silos and optimized separately. So the fidelity of signals, whether it's an audience or a context that starts with targeting but flows through analytics, creative optimization, is really where I'm focusing my time and attention here at CES.
Where do you see contextual metadata making the biggest impact in CTV?
Contextual metadata has an enormous impact on a lot of things, but I want to see it more in creative optimization and even creative personalization. So today, a lot of contextual is used for targeting, and there's so much fantastic things that have happened with new companies around emotions or genres and AI kind of bringing that to life, but it doesn't always make its way to the creative. So when we have multiple creatives to deliver for our customers at Innovid, we would love more signals, contextual signals, ideally, to match the relevance of that creative with the relevance of that content.
And as user-based IDs get harder to scale, how do you think about the balance between people-based targeting and contextual intelligence?
It's fundamentally a signal mix, right? At the end of the day, audiences exist on every impression, so does the content and context of that impression. But whether it's technology issues, privacy issues, we don't always get the audience. Sometimes due to inertia, we don't get the contextual signal. So I think customers and advertisers need to take a signal mix approach and try to maximize as many signals as possible so that they can orchestrate as easily as they can to drive as much performance as possible.
So how are AI and predictive content signals starting to reshape the planning workflow?
Yeah, usually changes in planning start with changes in measurement and analytics. Every time there's a new signal, you want to know how the past campaign performed with that. You find that ideal insight where if I only targeted this or I could match the creative with this context, that's where the planning changes start. So now you want more of what worked and less of what didn't, and you're able to use dollars as leverage to get those signals to optimize deeper and more completely.
And so for brands that are still tied to audience-based TV tactics, what's the most important mind shift that needs to happen so they can take advantage of metadata in CTV planning?
Yeah, when I think of changes in mindset, unfortunately there's a lot of inertia and status quo in our market. There's not inertia and status quo in AI. So I kind of think, what would AI do? It wouldn't think of the history and the process. It would say what's working, what's not working. It would take that signal mix approach and use lots of tools at its disposal to fundamentally start with measurement and then lead to new planning, new optimization, new performance. So you kind of have to rewrite the book and start with what would AI do.